Well, hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up. It's time for another 4 for 4. What number 4 for 4 is this, Kirby? Say a
This
lot,
is
Kirby.
number 10, Ross, so we're really getting up close to the great stuff.
I thought we were there, and then I read these, and I went, we're getting closer. We're
I,
getting closer. I don't have terrible things to say. We'll see. But we're covering issues 35 through 38. Is that correct? Am I saying that right?
yep, that's all correct. And
I
this,
was I had to ask Kirby which we were reading next because I got lost. I'm old and I had too many bookmarks in my book. I actually started in the wrong volume. That's how stupid I was.
yeah,
Um,
you were asking, I'm like, Ross, we did that like two episodes ago.
yeah, I thought it looked familiar. I'm reading a lot. I'm jumping around in FF because I'm reading this while I'm reading Dan Slott's run for the first time. Well, no, I've got to where I read with him. Now I'm reading.
Past that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
read the first 10 issues of that, and it wasn't bad. I just kind of dropped off. I should probably go back and find them
I
in the
did the
cheap
same
print.
thing, and it's you know what? It may be something if they put out. Well, it put out nice oversized hardcovers. I wish I kind of got them. I'm going to get it when they're going to put it out. It'd be one Omni.
Yeah,
But I've gotten up to the point to where it goes into Empire,
okay.
and I have the Empire. I like that event as an Avenger reader. I got it. I liked it because it had Celestial Madonna. It had someone in Swordsman's plant corpse, whatever. But I liked it, so I may just actually use that as a reason to reread that. So we'll get to that. But yeah, I've liked it, and I really like Norse. I really want to read Norse. I've read the for Ryan Norse. I read the for I want, but I kind of wanted to know what he started from.
Right.
Yeah, and Slot used Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts was at the end of it. I was like, okay,
Okay.
random, but I like that character. So we're doing 35 through 38. We're going to go to. There's some firsts in here. There we go. I'm going to the fandom wiki, and it wouldn't let me leave Zoom. There's some firsts in these issues and some returns and some stuff. So Fantastic
Oh,
Four 35, the first one we're doing was released on November 8th, 1964. This is the first Fantastic Four comic book we have covered that was out while I was alive. I'm about 10 days, I'm 11 days old here.
there, there you
Yeah.
go. We got about 26 odd years before that can be true for me here.
Wow. It's cover dated February 1965. It has a Jack Kirby, Dick Ayers, Stan Goldberg, and Sam Rosen cover. So you're getting the penciler, the inker, the letterer, and the colorist. That's cool. It's got wow, an exclamation point right by the title. We have a treat for you with an arrow pointing to the calamity on campus. Enough said. And it's the Fantastic Four battling the Dragon Man above the campus of what is it? What's the name of
State
this? EU?
U. State U. Yep. What I really like this cover, and I kind of like the coloring on Dragon Man on this cover more than what he'll look like in the book.
I like him more but see, I think they didn't want to discuss Super Adaptoid didn't exist by now, did it?
Uh, that's something I'll leave to you, the continuity king.
I think this is before. Yeah, if they're in 35. No, maybe because no, that's 2 years from now. Because FF is about 20 issues older than say Avengers, and Adaptoid first appeared in like either somewhere between 31 and 40 something of Avengers, which is but FF would be in the 60s. So no. Or maybe it's the Hulk because he's got green pants. I don't know. I agree. So yours has it as green with purple pants.
Green with like
Oh, brown.
brown pants and in my
Oh, mine and the wiki, which is
coloring. So, yeah.
has
Here I'll
purple.
hopefully.
That's weird.
Okay, so that's and
Maybe
I'm looking on Mike's Amazing World. It looks purple there.
yeah. Oh, so
So who
well,
knows?
who
That's
knows?
weird.
Oh, the scans for yours may be new for that. Oh no, I don't know when that epic came out. You reading it in the
Um,
epics? Hmm. Oh, that's cool. I do like him as Gray, and see, I love him as a character in Hickman's. See, you haven't read any of Hickman's run, have you? I
yeah,
will.
I was just saying
I'll.
like Hickman is where I started FF. Yeah.
Oh, so you have him as a teacher. I love him. He's got glasses. I love that shit. The Future Foundation shit. I fucking love it. I think I like his FF more
Yeah,
than I
that's
like his
it's
Avengers.
good.
I think it's better than his Avengers. I want to reread his Avengers because I
I
got
still need to
slogged
read
in.
Hickman's Avengers, but yeah.
I got to reread it because I read it as individuals and it was like, yeah, no, it's like reading 3 pages of Dostoevsky a month and trying to remember what the fuck's going on. It's just I don't, it's just so dense. I think what I want to do is I'm going to read. I may actually, well, no, it's all in the app. Fuck it, I'm not paying for it. But I may read his Secret Warriors, his FF, his Ultimate FF, and his Avengers in that order, just to get a
Okay.
feel for it. But I like his Dragon Man. So Dragon Man means something to me. He means a great
Yeah.
deal to me. I think he's a good character. He's a great design. I think it's Kirby in a lot of ways at his best. But I like this fight scene.
Yep.
It's a very 1960s covers. I want like wow. Have we something a treat for you, and then a title on a cover? But I would like covers that gave me some hint of what's in the book. Uh, it's that says
Yeah,
I
which
do.
at least this one does.
This one does. Oh, that's what I'm saying. In modern covers,
Yeah.
I love this one. This one's good. I wonder if someone set up a Marvel homage cover page that shows you every time a Marvel cover or a comic book cover has been homaged by someone else in the future,
Oh.
and then they could do an entire page just on the times Byrne did it,
Oh man. I can't even
or
remember
see who Byrne or see if Byrne or Eric Larson have done
Byrne
it more.
used Dragon Man. I'm sure he did.
Oh yeah, he did everybody.
Oh, you're gonna get violence. Yeah.
Yeah. So the creative staff on this episode is Stan, Jack, Chickstone inks. They're good. We're getting closer to. I will only say this on this book. I can't wait until we get Vinny, because Vinny Coletta inks 3 or 4 good issues, and then Joe Sennett shows up in the book. It's a next level. But Chickstone's inks on these are pretty good. Artie Simic letters and Stanley editor. Let's do synopsis and then we'll go to the roll call of characters or mention some of the many guest stars in this. And we're going to go to synopsis now, and we'll be right back.
It's clobbering time.
The synopsis for Calamity on the Campus. Reed Richards has been invited back to his old alma mater, State University, to deliver a lecture and has brought the rest of the Fantastic Four along with him. After meeting with Dean Merkin, the four cross paths with Charles Xavier, who is at State University with his student Scott Summers, secretly investigating reports that there may be mutants on campus. They stop as a past Professor Gilbert's laboratory and are shocked at his latest creation, a massive android fashioned after a dragon. Meanwhile, in a far-off Transylvania, Diablo breaks free from his imprisonment and teleports away, intent on getting revenge against the Fantastic Four for trapping him. Back in the States, Gilbert has the Thing help him with the heavy lifting, and later the pair bump into Peter Parker, who is visiting State to determine if he will attend after graduating high school. Neither the Torch or the Thing are aware that Parker is secretly their sometime ally, Spider-Man. While the male members of the team play against the SU football team, Sue happens to partially recognize Diablo as he drives past in a car, but the man exits the vehicle before she can get caught close enough to examine him. Diablo pays a visit to Professor Gilbert and offers him a means of using alchemy to bring his android to life. As they are conducting the experiment, the Thing wanders off, having grown bored listening to Reed's speech. Spotting Diablo, Ben tries to attack but is rebuffed by a now active Dragon Man. Their battle takes them outside of the rest of the Fantastic Four join in. They soon realize that the Dragon Man is smitten by Sue, but they are knocked out by gas. When they revive, they learn that the Professor, Diablo, and the Dragon Man have retreated back to Dead Man's Lake. They track their foes there, and Diablo tries to escape by freezing the lake and attempting to skate across. Dragon Man turns on him and tries to chase after Diablo, but the ice is too weak to support the weight of the pair and shatters. Both Diablo and Dragon Man plunge into the water below and are lost when the undertow sweeps them into some underwater caves. In the aftermath of the battle, Reed takes Sue down to the sweetheart tree on campus and finally proposes to her, and much to his delight, she says yes. That is the synopsis from the Marvel Fandom Wiki. Thank you for all the people who keep it up. It's a wonderful job, and you're incredibly helpful to people like me.
It's clobbering time.
All right. So that's the synopsis. So let's start with let's kind of go to the guest stars a little bit. The regular characters, of course, the lineup: Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Girl / Woman, Human Torch, The Thing. We meet Professor Gilbert, who is the scientist at EU, and Diablo returns, and we see the first appearance of Dragon Man. Oh no, Dr. Gilbert's the creator of Dragon Man.
Yeah.
And then we have cameos by 3 people, and I just want to get this one out: Charles Xavier, Scott Summers, and Peter Parker. These are the kind of it's a little mini crossover that they're all there at the same time, but they're not in costume, so nobody knows it. So are you advertising the book, or is this a wink, wink, nudge, nudge? Because they say Peter's, they don't, there's no editor note about where they could go read it. I was looking for that. Hey, if you want to know more about these characters, Stan says, check this out. I was looking for that.
For Professor X and Cyclops, there's not, but for Spider-Man, they do reference Spider-Man 21. So,
okay, yeah, that's right.
It's a mixed bag. I'm saying this is mostly wink, wink, nudge. But I think even at this point, you don't need to advertise Spider-Man. You do need to advertise Silver Age X-Men, but we've already kind of complained about that.
Yeah. No, and Spider-Man was only 2 months or 3 months behind FF in publication. I mean, it was, and then it's everything else, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So Peter will eventually be going to, I think it's Empire State or Empire U. So he's not going here anyway. He's just checking the campus out.
Yeah. So it's just, and they just meet him in the hallway.
Scooby-Doo purple suit.
Yeah, it is. Scooby-Doo. But yeah, I thought those were cute. Let's start before we do the plot. What do you think of the art in this one?
Again, I think Jack and Chick Stone are working really well together throughout this whole issue. Stone's inks are getting better and better. And I've said, it's like if he had just ended up being the main anchor for this whole run, I wouldn't have minded so much. But I mean, when Cynic comes on, I'm not trading Chick Stone out for Cynic, or however that sense is supposed to go.
Yeah,
Dragon Man is Jack being allowed to be Jack.
Yeah. Oh my God,
it's a weird design, but God, I love it.
Oh, when you see him when he's just a statue, he looks so menacing, but it's also beautiful in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just love it. I love the design. So there's a lot of Silver Age jibber jabber going on in the beginning of this when they're in the thing, and there's a cutesy level, all the boys are flirting with Sue. No, they're creepy. Some of it doesn't age as well. You've got, and it's like a gag panel, Ben's handing a bunch of suitcases to these kids. These other group of kids are going, oh God, I'm glad my girlfriend's not around to see me fawn over you. Okay, creepy.
But the girls are all over Reed, and it's like, Sue, we're going swinging tonight.
Oh, or wait.
It's really how it comes across.
Well, is it as bad as when you find out that I was watching a history of Alpha Flight on Mary Marvelite, which I enjoy. I put those when I'm eating dinner and Leslie's not around. And they were talking about it as how James and Heather met when she was 17. It's you're fucking sick, bastard, man. That's So did Reed meet Sue Reed met Sue in a boarding house when she was a kid.
Yeah, it's weird. And if you've ever seen the Corman Fantastic Four movie, it's real weird.
Oh my God, I have seen it. I owned it. I bought a boot of it. It's folks, if you do mild hallucinogenics or some just eat an edible and watch Corman, you'll be entertained because it's incredibly weird.
Honestly, it's not that bad, honestly, given the time and budget.
Oh yeah. The time and budget. Yeah, I think Dr. Doom's a little camp. He's a bit camp.
A little bit. And
then when Reed does wave at the end, does look like a glove on a stick. But
it is.
but it's it's there. But you know what? I think the one that one previous to the one we're about to get, I take the Corman one over that. I
Oh yeah,
sat through the Corman one.
yeah.
Well, back to this. This is some very 60s stuff going on. It's very Silver Age. These are the panels on the page where they run into Professor X. But it's just it does it. If I gave this to a kid today, they would be going, "This, I don't even know what this is."
Yeah, because like Reed and they're here just because like Reed and Ben are going to give like a speech or something because it's their alma mater, and it's like,
Yeah. It's a very different. It's a very old interpretation of college life, and
yeah,
this.
everyone's in suits, even the students, which no.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. But yeah, it's very formal enough. But then we cut the story. We get. What did you think of Diablo? Okay, Diablo. I like Diablo.
I like Diablo too. He has I guess they kind of screwed up the color scheme here, but
Oh,
other than
good. So
that,
yours is wrong too. Mine,
he's
it's all
red.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be a bad look, but it's like, no, he already had the purple and green. Stick with the purple and green.
Yeah, and he's not wearing leggings. It's kind of weird. I actually think he looks better. He should only be in that when he's using his science because I like him. So there's the Professor Gilbert who created Dragon Man has also got this block of alien material he's going to use to power the thing, the Dragon Man. And there's a lot more like, Reed and Peter. Now this is where we see Peter Parker and Reed and the Thing, the Fantastic Four against the entire EU football team.
Yeah, at one point Ben just like they've all tackled Ben, but Ben's just running with them, and then Sue. I think just to kind of prank Ben, it just puts a giant force field, which sends him flying back, and she's like, he's gonna know that was me. I better duck out for a little bit.
And then she sees someone moving by at a car speeding. Oh, I recognize them, and I'm going to think about it for a bit. It's like, you what? One, how are you going to know Diablo out of his costume? But he looks really good in the bad guy. I think he looks better here in the suit and the hat and the fur collar and.
Yeah, I think we talked about this when he first showed up. Is like Jack kind of knows really how to draw like the Eastern European look really well.
Yeah, he does. It is the cartoon, and he's so much bigger than the scientists. He gives the scientists just a block of gold, or no?
Yeah. It's some alchemy thing that he's devised.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he's an alchemist, and they're going to use it to power the Dragon Man. Ben comes in when it's starting, and Diablo, and they fight. And this is where it gets good. I think this is the next. It's really good. It's like the next 5 seasons. They're battling Dragon Man, but Sue sees something in him during the whole battle, and they each take a turn.
Yeah,
and that the Dragon Man feels something. She can see it in his eyes that he feels emotion of some sort.
Yeah. So, and I think they do specifically call out King Kong's gentleness towards a helpless girl, the wolves who cared for Romulus and Remus. So it's all there, and again, the action has gotten a lot better. We get a lot more dynamic, shots and actions before that. So it's all they're really starting to fire on a lot more of the cylinders.
Yeah, and then it goes right back into it because they follow it and they battle Diablo, and Diablo and Dragon Man are sink into this frozen lake. Why it was frozen, I don't know.
Oh, because because Diablo was going to throw something at the Fantastic Four to freeze them.
Oh, and he dropped it. It's the thing he's dropping. I gotcha.
Yeah, because Dragon Man hit him, caused him to fall into the lake, and then it's specifically called like Dead Man's Lake, and there's no fence around it because it's apparently filled with a series of like whirlpools and caverns that, yeah, of course, plenty of college students have fallen into this lake drunk and drowned and died.
I know. It's like there's always some haunting, spooky thing somewhere. So they get our heroes. They can't find him. The scientist says he's just going to wait there. I'm just going to stand here and wait. And then the heroes get to say goodbye, but Reed and Sue go off to basically Lover's Lane, and he proposes to her. which is
Which I thought they were already engaged, but whatever.
I think it's more formal. We're going to get married in a year. They're going to, it's because the next issue is them announcing it. So we're starting to see a little bit, we're going to have a plot thing that, this is happening in the, coming up in the next annual, but that's not for several issues.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I liked it. Overall, I thought it was fun.
Like, again, this isn't a blow your socks off issue, but I had way more fun reading it than I have had with some prior issues. And it's like, yeah, like, this is good. This is like a good average Jack and Stan issue.
And it's a very it's one of those FF stories that you just could change the scientist, the villain, and the type of android and do the story again and again and again. And people will. You know what I mean? Everybody really when people try to reinvent the FF, I think they really kind of fail.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't keep it being a book about family, I think that's what happens with like some other teams are like that. I think Exiles is like that. I think Wolfman Perez Teen Titans is a little bit like that. X-Men is like that. It's about, we're a team, but we're also a family. So let's move on to 36, which came out December 10th, 1964, cover dated March 1965. The Attack of the Evil, Frightful Four. Sooner or later, someone was bound to come up with an evil group like.
So we thought
we'd beat you to it. Yeah, I'm trying to read this on a very small screen, and it's killing me. And we got the Frightful Four, and they all have a purple motif. So I like that.
Yeah, no, it gives them at least a straight-up team dynamic where it's like, because 3/4 of them have appeared before as, I think, unrelated villains, so kind of giving them that uniform look does help them. And by the way, what is Medusa's hair hanging off from in this cover?
It's a ponytail. Oh, I don't know. A helicopter?
Maybe.
Who knows? Maybe she's got the top of it spinning and it's holding her up like a propeller. Her hair can do some amazing things. I don't know. I hadn't thought about it. The cover is great. It's a great cover. It's a this is one of those ones where you'd like to see Alex Ross paint the scene.
Yep.
And sell it as a poster. I'd love it. Love it. They're peeping in, and Paste Pot Pete's already got Ben's hands bound. It's by Jack, Chick, Stan Goldberg, and Sam Rosen. It's really good. Interior credits are Stan, Jack, Chick, uncredited colorist, letter Artie Simek, and editor Stan Lee. The roll call is for the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Girl / Woman, Human Torch, The Thing, guest cost, Alicia, Frightful Four, roll call, it's Wizard, Paste Pot Pete. He's not called the Trapster yet. I just wasn't going to hashtag Paste Pot Pete because probably no one's other hashtagged it. Sandman and Medusa, and this is the first appearance of Medusa. I'm very excited about this.
Yep.
We get to see the Avengers in it. We get to see the X-Men in it. We get to see Rick Jones in it. It's a lot of people in this one.
We get to see Spider-Man's arm in it.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man's arm's in it? Yeah. We're going to jump to the synopsis, and then we will get back. We'll get into the story overall.
Clobbering time.
Synopsis for the Frightful Four. Reed Richards and Sue Storm publicly announce their engagement to the press. As they are making their announcement, a package is delivered from the Yankee Street gang. The Thing opens it, fearing it's the worst, and discovers it's a bomb of some kind. However, instead of a harmful explosion, the bomb has a gag filled with flowers. Elsewhere, Paste Pot Pete meets with the Sandman and the Wizard to form a new group to go after their mutual foe, the Human Torch. Pete and Sandman recount how they broke out of prison, stole a plane, and saved the Wizard from floating out into space following the latest battle with the Human Torch. The Wizard then tells him he has heard a potential fourth member of their group, a strange woman who controls her hair that lives on an island out in the Mediterranean Sea, but has no memory of her past. Meanwhile, the Fantastic Four are busy preparing for the wedding. As arrangements are being made, the Frightful Four meet for the first time and begin plotting doom for their good counterparts. Back at the Baxter Building, an engagement party is underway with the Avengers and X-Men in attendance. The Frightful Four make their attack after the party-goers leave, ambushing and incapacitating the Thing, the Invisible Girl, Mr. Fantastic. They are unaware that Alicia Master is also on the premises, and while the Frightful Four are placing anti-gravity discs on their foes, she takes the signal flare from Sue's belt and fires it off. It is seen by the Human Torch, who is over at his friend's garage working on a car, and he races to the Baxter building. However, Alicia is caught by Medusa, and she too is taken prisoner. The 4 prisoners are then left to drift into the sky on the wizard's anti-gravity disc. The Torch rushes to the scene, using his flame powers, forces the wizard to fly his anti-gravity ship into the sky and rescue his friends. After the Fantastic Four and Alicia are rescued, the ship is attacked by the Frightful Four, who followed them in the Fantastic Four's pogo plane. First to land, the 2 groups battle it out until things start going into the Fantastic Four's favor. Seeking to escape, the wizard detonates his ship, allowing the Frightful Four to flee the scene in all the confusion. Another great synopsis from the amazing Marvel Fandom Wiki. Thank you, everybody who works on. I mean, it's just a great site. I love it. It's very helpful. It's for Marvel stuff. It's my go-to.
It's clobbering time.
Well, let's start with the splash page. Let's actually start with the splash page. Very. I almost looks like like a parody page, a Mad magazine page.
Yeah, you could see there being a pun that you have to fold in to get for this one.
Yeah.
And God, those 60s, like, again, if I showed this to like a little kid now, would they even know that's supposed to be a TV camera?
They think it's a ray gun or something. But I really liked it. I mean, I really like it a bunch. It's fun, it's kitschy, but it's going back to the thing about the announcement to the wedding. I like that we're seeing continuous plot stuff.
Yep. And I think this is a lot of what we'll probably see in the movie coming up this year.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to how they do that. That they're in the past, but are they in the past of are they from a different universe?
Right.
So I think if you're going to add them in later, that's cool. Or we're just going to see that, when they come back, whatever, and the universe resets. Maybe they fix some things, continuity things, but who knows? I like it. I'm looking forward to that movie because, one, I like everybody in the cast. And I just want it to be good. I want there to be a good, solid FF movie.
Same here.
But I like the splash page. So we're going into the book. This has some of the regular, the team. Oh, they get a bomb from the Yanks. CC Graham go up. It's flowers for Sue and Reed. And it's not Willie Lumpkin. It's a different. They have it's a backup. It's not a backup email. It's probably a Yancey's trigger in a postman's costume he stole.
Yeah. You know what? Now that you say that, I actually like that a lot more. But you're right. I kind of wish this was also Willie Lumpkin too. That would have been either way. Would have been cool.
Yeah. So, but that's good. And then we cross to on page 3. We see Paste Pot Pete walking along the dock as bad guys will do in the middle of the night. Walking along the dock, and he meets up with Sandman. They have battled Johnny Storm together.
Oh, Sandman battled Johnny Storm before? Okay, I didn't know.
That's what that one. I think that's the one that it is. It's but how can this be? We ask. Strange Tales. We saw that was the wizard. They were just in the background. They've escaped from jail. You're right. The wizards met them. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I read that backwards. But yeah, the wizard's there. The wizard shows up too, and he doesn't have a costume. I thought he didn't have a costume before this.
Yeah, I've never read those Johnny Storm Strange Tales. Yeah, tales, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of not really interested in it.
Well, I accidentally found out if you pick a series and you go to that series and you click and you put all the issues. And if you don't pick series, if you pick character FF and you go to all their appearances, click oldest first, it adds those Strange Tales where they were published in between the FF. Someone, don't show me this. Don't show my ADHD nerd brain that. Now I'm going to use that as my reading. Okay. Add in all the other stuff. But the art is real good. I think this is really good. It looks very good on my phone. I'm looking at my phone right now tightly, but how is it in the Epic?
I think it looks really good. Like I said, the coloring here, everything looks really good. Medusa with the Chick Stone art or inks on page 5. She weirdly looks more like a Mike Allred than anything else.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, she does. She looks like Allred did it. I don't remember. I don't know if I've ever read this comic all the way through. If I don't remember her being in this brown costume and her being mistaken for the real Medusa. Hey, folks, Just a pause here. We had some technical difficulties at the end of this in the middle of this recording. So me and Kirby stopped. Because we were running out of time. So we're back to pick up where we left off. So previously on Stop, Let's Team Up, Medusa has come out of the cave. I'd asked the question, is this the myth of Medusa? And now we're going to continue where we're talking, and we're going to start back up with some domestic business in the Baxter building. So what do you think of these moments?
I at least like that they are like continuing the subplot and actually getting it moving forward. Even if Johnny just really comes across as a little kid playing with a chemistry set as he's shooting his fireballs through like red, yellow, and blue gases to make fireworks.
It's actually kind of cool. And but here I want to talk about Johnny as a kid. That he's just specifically said he's still in high school, like in this issue or the last one.
Right.
How the fuck is he supposed to be in like around issue 100? When did he become because I've always seen him as a man, younger than the rest of them, but I've seen him as like a 25-year-old man. That's the way I've inferred it. I forget when I was reading it these early ones, the ones I'd never read, the bulk of them, that oh my God, he's a kid. He's like Rick Jones age. This is weird. And it just didn't see, it seemed different. I got used to it. But every time they bring it up again, I'm like, is he not aged at all? Oh, yeah, no, you don't age in comics. You stay 15 forever.
Yeah, it's weird because he and Spider-Man are contemporaries. And, I always kind of take Peter around this time to be, God, maybe, I can't remember if Peter's actually, no, he's not in college yet. That was all last
No,
issue.
he's looking at colleges.
Yeah, so like he's like what, 17, 16, 17. So I imagine by the end of this run, he's got to be 18, which leads to some weird. And then the aging becomes nebulous throughout the rest of the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, how people age, like that Dick Grayson and Jason Todd are men.
Yeah.
Then how long were you, what age were you, Robin? What is Dick 35? What's Bruce? I mean, it's hard to do. You can't do the math anymore.
No. The only way the math works is if you create your own rules for what's canon. That's just that's what the Kirby timeline head is, where Superman's 45, Dick's like 30, and you work it out from there.
Yeah, I kind of like that. What's it? The 10-year rule that Fat Superman's always been it's 10 years since Superman debuted.
Man, even that's a little compressed for me.
Yeah. No, you can't do it. You can't do it. And even starting just at New Crisis or a reboot, you can't fucking do it. And since Marvel's never really done a reboot,
just a bunch of soft ones, yeah.
Yeah, little changes, but never a hard reboot. And DC's hard reboots have been successful and unsuccessful, and they're really bad about tidying because what they also have a lot more hit. Their problem is they have 25 years more history writing superhero books.
Yep.
So, but we get to see Johnny and them do that, and we also get to see that the Frightful Four are watching him in the background. The Wizard, Paste Pot Pete, the Sandman, and Medusa, and she comes out in her new costume. Why is she wearing a gimp mask? Oh, wait a minute. No, she's the mistress. These guys are getting spanked.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what this is. And it's like, based on some stuff Jack would later draw in New Gods, it's like,
yeah.
Okay. Hey, no shade on that, but just, okay, that Jack was into it. I'm cool with that.
The Fate Furies. All right, Jack. I don't want to, Lashina, the one with the whips.
Yep. And Paste Pot Pete is just in like fisherman's boots or whatever, which is always which is a little weird.
Yeah, I think it's a good, the way they're coloring them is they're trying to, I like the blue and purple. Their bodices blue?
Yeah, in my Epic collection, yeah, they're all wearing like blue bodices, except for Salmon, who just has like a pink shirt with purple pants.
Yeah, it's just them playing with colors, so they're not as bright. They're not the blue, the red, white, and blue, the red, the primary colors.
Right.
It's a mix. So I like it. I like it. And then we get the guest scene. Oh, it's the engagement party for Sue and Reed.
There is one weird thing here that makes I have so many questions about Silver Age X-Men because it's clearly only superheroes are there, but Iceman says it's sure tough pretending that the we X-Men don't know the professor. And it's like, then why is Professor X like apparently the only non-superhero here?
Well, Rick is in over there on the side that's taking the lead shit, but that's it. And it's like, okay, I would be really upset if someone was a guest in my house was changing the volume on the stereo with his toes.
Yeah, that's gross, Beast.
Yeah, fucking nasty. Nasty. It goes in, oh, Sherry, I don't have any shoes on. It's,
Beast, you need that upgrade soon, buddy.
Oh my God.
I know it's like 10 years.
I've never really realized this. Angel and Ms. Marvel Girl are supposed to be dancing, and he's going, go, girl, go.
You drop a pretty sharp what to see for a lad with wings, Angel.
Oh my God.
Oh, Stan, have you been around teenagers? Well, he's like 40 something at this point. I kind of hope he's not around teenagers unless they're like nieces or nephews or something.
Yeah. And look at Johnny behind her, Lechen. He looks.
Oh, he's looking at her ass.
Yeah, he is. And the Avengers are there, and it's fun. I just the domesticity sometimes with these. It's just it is unique to this book, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I don't think you see it in Spider-Man. You see Spider-Man hanging out with friends.
Yes, like you
but
get
these
more
guys,
of a soap
just
opera.
random famous people come to your house. What?
Speaking of Spider-Man, he didn't get invited, so he's still a piece of cake.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is a nice little bit.
Spidey. So I like that the Frightful Four come up, and that they're somewhat successful in taking the building.
Yeah, I think where the Frightful Four really work, especially in this issue, is that they are working together as a team. There's not a bunch of backstabbing going on, which I think is the downfall of most supervillain teams.
Yeah, no, they're pretty much they have a mutual respect, and they're not going to screw each other. Ben sleeps with the window open. Is that really safe? You have supervillain enemies.
Yeah.
But this is made in the 60s where you would have to open your windows because
there's no AC.
There's no AC. Yeah. But I do like, it's a good six. Ben gets overwhelmed. I like that they can be beaten, even if it's for a short period of time.
Exactly.
There sometimes in Silver Age comics is the last minute reset button where, oh, but I did this. What? Where did that come from? Okay. But I like the battle.
Yeah, because they have, again, Sue immediately throws up the force field. We get some really cool Reed versus Sandman fight going on, where Reed at one point comes out of Sandman's sand in a rolled up, I don't know, what would you call it, steamroller or something?
Yeah, it punches him and it makes him cry. When he hits him, he just turns to sand, and as he's trying to put himself back together, Sue's helping. See, this is where Byrne got his thing about Sue being the most powerful.
Absolutely, because we're still. Ooh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just so early on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we still probably have a lot more instances of Sue, unfortunately, being the damsel, but she has definitely come a long. Jack and Santa have made her come a long way.
Yeah, and she saves a day from time to time.
Yeah, I think she will later this issue.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, I need you to tell me if I've just become indoctrinated in comic books where I look at Medusa's power and I don't think it's weird. I'm like, oh, I can see how that's threatening.
Yeah, I always thought it sounded stupid, but my first experience with her, was a member of the Fantastic Four, because that's my first issue. She's the issue she joins. I really like her as a character. I think it starts here too. I really think the strong. She's a second. Even in the Inhumans, she's always number 2 person. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Black Bolt doesn't rely on Karnak, or who's the one that stumps? Gorgon, or maybe Triton. But Triton also he went out into the Marvel Universe by himself a lot compared to the others. I'm reading. I forget which issue it is. I picked up the Omni 5 where I left off, and I read a few pages of that first issue. It's in the beginning of the Annihilus story after the Miracle Man story.
Oh, right. Okay.
Um, and then in one panel, they're flying and they're yellow and red Fantasticar. What the fuck? It looked like they let one of their kids color it. But they mentioned that something happened in Subby 67. So I went on the app and looked it up. It's where Reed builds him the blue suit.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna read that and it's the whole issue. They are a major part of that issue, but it happens between panels.
I don't think that's actually in the Epic collection. I'd have to go back and check.
Nah, it's not in the Omni.
That's weird because that feels like that's an issue.
That's something that would get stuck in there, or at the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I've got 4 omnibuses that have the first appearance of Guardians of the Galaxy in the back.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there are a couple other, and I got the Avenger one. One of the Avengers ones has one of those Black Knight.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sir Percy ones, the Marvel Super Special, whatever it was. But I like her. I think she's a great character. This costume lasts one issue.
Yeah, they realized immediately, we maybe need to change this one.
Yeah. But I like it. They've captured him. They're knocking him out. I like that. I was wondering where all these little discs that the Wizard had, and I went, inside that giant fucking helmet.
Yeah, the helmet, I think, is something that needs a redesign, but I don't think it ever really gets one. I don't know. And plus, having never read the Tales of Suspense or wherever he's from with Johnny and Ben.
Yeah, he just wore street clothes.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. This costume was brand new. So yeah.
Kind of wish he had like a Mr. Wizard's already taken, but something like that, just because Wizard by itself is a little boring, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But I like him as a character. He's a super genius. He's, I always kind of thought it was kind of silly who they were, but every time I read one of the stories, they're some of the better stories. Like I was excited to read these.
Yeah, like
and we're still up and down, but this one was a lot of fun. These are all. I mean, I'd say overall, I'm getting more and more entertained. The little Silver Age silliness is down to a page.
Yeah,
and not, Ben and Johnny aren't fighting for three pages in every issue. But I like it. They've captured everybody other than Johnny. No, they didn't capture Johnny, right? He's not there.
Because Alicia is hiding out in the kitchen. She's able to sneak to grab Sue's flare gun. She shoots it into the sky because Johnny snuck out at some point just to hang out with his buddies at the car garage.
Yeah, that's a nice car. I love a Kirby design.
Yeah, it looks like it should be a spy car of some sort or something, but
it looks like Nick's. It looks like Nick Fury's hover car.
Oh God, yeah.
What was it that they did in the Marvel movies? What does Coulson call his? Lucille? Lucy?
Oh, I don't remember.
I like that. Well, I like Coulson. But I like, and then Alicia gets captured, and they have them float up until they run out of air. What?
That's messed up. I don't know why they need to have them tied together with rope, but
because there's only one disc. Oh no, there's a disc on all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sue looks like a lady wrestler.
Yeah. Jack is still playing around with the hairstyle for her a bit, but it's way better than it has been.
Yeah, they're getting away from the overly hairsprayed. Yeah. Johnny comes to the rescue. The Wizard's a bit of a crybaby.
Yeah, but I do like that Johnny. This is one of the few times Johnny leaping into action is actually beneficial to the team rather than a hindrance.
Yeah, I love. So he's trying to get Wizard to bring them back, but Reed is helping him. But look how high above the earth! Wouldn't they already be frozen to death?
Yeah, in reality they would be dead. But again, I at least appreciate that they're trying to give some justification as to why the other three can't breathe, even though Reed says he's about to die.
Yeah. Well, I think he wraps them up while there's still air, and then he runs out of air, and they're in a blue. They're gonna run out, but Johnny uses their ship, and also I like How did the pogo?
The other three Frightful Four stole the pogo plane.
Oh, I was forgetting that.
Yep. And then Sandman leaps on and just like I really like Jack Sandman, where he just is starting to cover the wizard's UFO to like try and get at him. It's really cool stuff, but inevitably they start crashing down, and Sue's really does really good work here with her force field to cushion the landing.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one, but it knocks her out. And I like that the ramifications they use in their powers.
Hmm.
Um, I I hate it sometimes when like I think because I kind of like when Byrne depowered Superman a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you can't push a moon.
No, no. Like I'm fine with a lot of silliness. You can't do stuff like that. And so we have kind of moved away from Johnny consistently getting burning himself out, but it still will show up.
Oh yeah, if he does super hot.
Yeah. Let's see. We again, nice use of Sue. Then kind of using her powers where she's able to, get Paste Pot Pete's gun out of his hand and try and capture him. But the wizard, I'm gonna blow up my own ship to knock everyone out.
Yeah. All right, hold on a second. All right. But yeah, I like I lost my place. But I like how she did it. I like how I like the ending of this. I mean, because they get away.
Yeah, they get away. If there's one downside to it, it is that we do kind of wrap up in two panels where it's like, oh, they got away somehow. But luckily, the pogo plane is still perfectly intact. So the Fantastic Four will continue on next time.
Yeah.
They ran out of a little space here, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, I think they do that a lot in Silver Age. I mean, in Thor, they do it. Like, it's the last page is 6 panels. It should be
Yeah.
maybe a couple up top and something big at the bottom. It's just different. I like that issue. I like it a lot. It's good. That's Silver Age Marvel that I find entertaining. I
Yeah,
like
no,
those characters. They're not, they're not overly serious. They're not blah ha ha, but they're also, it's still fun and light, but they've got menace, they've got substance. I think I'm reading this Sandman. I'm reading the same Sandman I'd read today.
oh yeah.
I've never read what is it when he was he was teamed up with Saber or Black Cat,
Oh,
where he
yeah,
was a hero. I've never read that
those.
stuff. Yeah, I'm not that interested in her. I like her as a character, but I don't read a lot of Spidey.
Right,
Yeah.
and maybe I'll get to those at some point in my Spider-Man reading. I'll have to see. I mean, if it's Silver Sable or Black Cat, I think that was mostly Spectacular, and
Yeah.
Marvel
Well,
does
Sal
not.
draws it, so that would, at
Ooh.
least would be pretty.
Oh yeah, but Marvel has not released a lot of Spectacular Spider-Man and epics. Like, there's no. It's only been tie-ins to the main book. So I
That's
don't know.
weird. It's weird. And it's like there's no Marvel team up.
I know, so weird. It's like, guys, Spider-Man's like your number one character. Just release all of it. There's an audience for it.
Yeah, I mean they're doing fucking part 1 of the thing where they erase Mary Jane.
Uh
One Bad Day,
oh,
Omnibus Volume 1.
I'm fine not reading that.
No, I'm not that interested. I did see they're doing the Superman Our World at what is it? Our World at War?
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. With and it's not a nihilist. It's something. Oh,
Not
big
it's
red
not
guy.
Terrax. It's Abilux or something. I don't remember.
I
I
can't-
liked it. I had the 2 trades in there in my shelf in the JSA section
Yeah,
because Hippolyta has some. That's where she dies.
yep. There's also a panel where it's like Guy Gardner clearly gets stabbed through the chest, and he somehow comes back without explanation later.
Oh my God. Yeah, and they're doing the volume 1, which is Prelude, and the other one. I'm going to get those because it's Ed McGuinness too. So I will be very happy to googly eye his big chunky people. So folks, we're going to move on to issue 37
In a row?
Huh?
37 in a row?
Yeah, in a row.
Sorry.
Okay. I just didn't get it for a second. A little slow. This one was published on January 12th, 1965. It is a Jack Kirby, Chick Stone, Stan Goldberg, Sam Rose in color. Behold a Distant Star. I love this cover. This is like, this would be a good poster. Like Alex Ross turned this into a painting because it's basically a very 1950s science fiction comic book cover, less than even though it's a superhero book, it looks like an old Marvel or an old DC science fiction or an EC science fiction comic cover. I fucking love it. It was cover dated April 1965. Creative team: Stan, Jack, Chick, Artie, and Stan. Again, no colorists or and you can tell because there's some weird coloring in this era.
Yeah.
All right, we've got roll call is Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and the Thing. Alicia's in it. We go to the Skrull Empire. We see Warlord Marat again. We are introduced to Princess Anel, who will be around forever. Is she still alive? Yeah, she's still alive now, I think.
Ooh,
She's the was it her servant that is the mother of Hulkling?
Ooh,
I'm not sure. If I'm maybe thinking of another one. I know she does stay around for a long time. I'm opening that up in Wiki, but I like her. I like her as a character. And we get to meet Petunia Grimm. Mentioned. So
yeah. We won't see her till Burn, and her appearance raises some questions of how timelines work.
Oh, no, she is dead. She first appeared in issue 37, and she died in issue 257.
Okay. I'll have to go back and read that, because I know I have.
I'm looking at this.
I just want to say, Behold a Distant Star sounds like a classic Star Trek episode title. I really do love it.
Yeah. Oh, no, she's Hulkling's mom.
Oh, okay.
She's Hulkling's mom. It's her. They do a little Moses thing when the Skrulls are coming to kill the baby. She sends her handmaiden off to Earth to hide, and that's how he gets there. Because I'm reading Empire, because that's where it falls in Don Slott Reed, and I went, fuck it, it's Don Slott, Al Ewing, Zeb. It's good. That's what the epic is. The Omni is not in reading order. I was very upset. The main stuff is all at the front, and then all the other stuff's in the back. So I'm using the app, and then certain issues I'm reading on the app, and because I'm too lazy to go get the big tome, and the others I'm reading it. Like the stuff with some of the art's really good, but I'm reading them in order. But this is where we get more. They're putting layers upon layers of the Skrulls, and I like this one a lot.
This is a really good issue.
Yeah.
I have one question, though, with the opening panel. So Ben and Johnny are trying on tuxes, but Reed just comes in going, I want to show you something. Johnny, what happened? It must be my new power ray. I should have turned it off before entering. Reed, why in the hell would you have your dangerous power or ray gun turned on in the first place, with presumably your finger on the trigger?
I know. It makes no sense. Well, hold on a second. I was trying to see what time it is because we're going to jump to the synopsis, folks. We'll be right back.
It's clobbering time.
Synopsis for Behold, a Distant Star. Testing out his new power ray, Reed accidentally causes Johnny to flame on and destroy his tux. After and when he meets with Stu, she is upset that her father's killers roam free. Vowing to get them, Reed commissions a special spacecraft with NASA that they will allow them to travel through subspace to the Skrull homeworld. Traveling there, they fight with Morat, the Skrull warlord who has visions of conquest and wants to marry King Doric's daughter, Anel. Battling the Fantastic Four, he defeats them and takes the entire group captive. With Anel, tells her father, the king, that the Fantastic Four are on their world. The enraged monarch finds Morat's actions treasonous and goes to find out what's going on. Meanwhile, thinking the power booster is a weapon, Morat orders Reed to use it against his friends. Reed does just that, and the restored FF battle Morat and his Skrull army until the king arrives. The king orders Murat to desist, prompting Murat to order his men to kill the king. However, when Enel attempts to save her father, Murat jumps into the line of fire. While Enel is saved by Invisible Girl's force field, Murat is killed. With Murat destroyed, the king tells the Fantastic Four that it was Murat whose visions of conquering Earth, and informs him that they no longer need fear invasion from the Skrull, and allows him to return to Earth. They have a ride home just in time to go through Reed and Sue's practice ceremony. Another great synopsis from the Marvel Fandom Wiki. Thank you, folks. It's such a good site. I love it.
It's clobbering time.
So, I love the splash page. It's silly.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
I'm trying to figure out how much of this was intentionally funny and how much of this is just kind of unintentional.
I don't know. Johnny looks a little more like a not Brand X Johnny than he does a Jack Johnny, but I like that. Reed, put the fucking toys down.
I know.
You walk into a room with a ray gun, and your best friends are trying to, and your best friend and future brother-in-law are trying to figure a way to dress for a wedding without destroying their clothes because they're freaks.
Yeah.
And what does he call this thing?
At some point,
it's just a power ray.
Yeah, it's a power ray. A variation of the power amplifier. It draws energy from an unknown source from beyond the confines of our solar system and converts it into raw, usable power. Hey, Chekhov, I've got a gun for you.
Yeah. Oh my God. So are we getting close to the negative zone?
Oh no, the negative zone I don't think shows up until Franklin's born, so we're like years away.
Oh my God. So... But I like this, that Sue wants to, why does she want to, I don't ever really understand why she thinks we need to tie up some loose ends.
Yeah, she's depressed.
Oh, because her dad died.
Her dad died, and she wants justice for him. So it's like, we'll get, we'll get basically justice / revenge on the Skrull who killed my father.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard of worse excuses to start a comic book storyline.
No. So, what do you think of these different looking Skrulls? The highborn ones. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. One, the art's gorgeous because it's Jack doing Jack stuff, and the aliens on the planet are cool. But what do you think of these? That they're two different types of Skrulls.
I really do like it. Just like the more this is getting closer and closer to like a Inhumans / New Gods design. Like if you put Morat's dress on an Inhuman, you wouldn't think twice about it. So it is quintessential Jack. Really, the only thing keeping these from being modern day looking Skrulls is that they don't have the chin ridges.
Yeah, they don't. But I think it's getting better. It's kind of like Ben. Ben's morphing. His eyebrow is more a top hat.
It's getting more and more detached from it.
Yeah. It's once Joe Sinnott gets on it.
Yeah,
where it tidies it up. But I like this, and I like all this, that they go in the rocket ship, and they actually did some sciencing in this one. We're not going through normal space. Our flight will utilize a space-time warp. In fact, we're now about to enter. If I saw this on the Twilight Zone, I'd think they were kidding. Hey, what's happening? Yeah.
I also do like the fact that they have to explain what NASA is, because in 66, 64...
65, yeah.
65, it's like, oh yeah, NASA's still a pretty new thing, all things considered.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's, I guess we're in Gemini by 64?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But I like it, it's basically the traveling, just Kirby doing his best Ditko space stuff.
I know.
It's a little more Ditko-esque than it is Kirby-esque, I think.
Yeah, but I always love when Jack does the collage pages. It's so...
Yeah, that's it. This one is... I would love for someone to be able to do nice, high, glossy prints of these.
Yeah.
I think they'd sell. Hell, they're doing the blacklight Funkos, and they also released some of the blacklight posters, which I think is hysterical. I would have hung one up in here. I've run out of wall space, especially since I got my Starman poster back. I wouldn't mind having an Alex Ross FF print somewhere.
Oh, I've seen some of the original Alex Ross paintings, like, close up.
Is it? They're just
They're amazing. Folks, there was a tour. They were doing a tour of them through various museums a year or two ago. If they're still doing that, I highly recommend it because you can actually still see where some of like the pencil lines are on the canvases.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. I had in my I haven't had a wall enough to do it, and I didn't stick pins and I got to the point where I took posters of them all. But I've got the big long Crisis on Infinite Earth, Alex Ross, George Perez one.
Oh, nice.
And I've got Earth X, the Marvel thing.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And for all three of the different versions. I was a huge fan of that series. That was a series that, and every time I look at it, I should reread that because it's just a love letter to 70s. Me and Ken were having a talk about Kirkman and how much money, because it's come out how much money he's making, how much Skybound makes.
Oh, yeah?
With everything on it. It's just $2.5 billion last year. Because
Sorry, folks, that was a spit take.
Well, yeah. Well, you got Walking Dead. That's passive. He doesn't have to do anything, right? He could just stop working, and that he'll live off the residuals. And Invincible, which is a very good comic and a very good cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm digging the fuck out of some of. I'm gonna just get them in the hardcovers. I read Void Rivals, and on Comic Graphic, I'm reading some of the other. But we were talking about Kirkman and how and I was talking about Eric Lawson and how they have a definite Alex Larson is Savage Dragon is a love letter to 60s and 70s Marvel,
right?
Where Kirkman's Invincible, I feel, is his homage to 70s, early 80s DC.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. There's definitely some you get some 70s Marvel mixed in there with Invincible too, because you have like the Serpent Society, Dragon Society, wherever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is very.
I've liked it. I read the first about 100 issues. I enjoy it. I've got them in black and white. I'd like them in color, but I may get those big. They've only done 3 of them.
Right.
Which is not even 50. It's like 60 issues maybe. And he sits up to like almost 300, 400. I don't know. They're on their 3rd dragon. So, but yeah, I like Alec. I would love something, an Alex Ross, of that fucking cover, of this cover. That would be, I would hang that up in my office. I'd find a way. So they land on the planet, and I don't know, but he draws these people with the puffy heads all the time.
I think it's just an easy way to show this is definitely an alien world, and I kind of like it. It looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
It looks
nice.
I
like it. I like panel 2 on 7 where they get zapped by something, but Sue was quick enough to see put up a force field, and there are a bunch of Skrulls. One of them has a mustache. He's got a Klingon mustache from 60s Star Trek.
Oh, he sure does.
Yeah, he does. Ooh, we're not racist.
In their power, do they explain why their powers just start kind of blinking out?
I'm not sure. I'm not. Not at this point. It's something's going on, and I think it's something to do. They're using an immobilizer ray. That's what the ray gun they're shooting at.
Okay.
Is an immobilizer, which is kind of stupid because how do you immobilize the thing? I mean, Oh yeah, he feels pain. But I dig it. Look at these. It was a nice action sequence. You get back to the space opera with the Emperor the Emperor Murat.
Yeah.
And an L. And
Murat's just saying how he's going to commit a coup against Nell's father.
Oh, the Emperor. Yeah. Murat's, the bad. Okay. Because there's the Emperor. I know that guy. This is like his 3rd or 4th appearance.
And again, just because I feel editors' notes are a loss, they reference all 3 previous appearances by the Skrulls, and for this being their 4th appearance, they kind of have set the tone for what Skrulls will be like in all future stories, more or less.
Yeah, I love that panel on 10, panel 4, where Murat's talking, and the 2 guys, the groveling like Ferengis behind him.
Oh my God, I can see a Quark doing that.
Quark's on the left, Rom's on the right.
Uh,
Hey, man.
oh,
I love those brothers.
th they are they are a great double act throughout that entire show's run.
Oh yeah, I'm doing the countdown, so I'm up to 9. I'll post 8. Folks, I'm doing a countdown backward of my 12 favorite Star Trek series. There are only 12 Star Trek series. I'm not going to say one's bad. They all have good things and bad things, but I'm ranking them in my order, and I'm up to 9, which was Enterprise, which was the only reason it was wasn't lower is because the animated series exists,
So,
and there are not enough short trips to make it worthwhile.
so, um, the animated series, real quick. I know folks are doing a bunch of tangents. That's become one of my dad's comfort shows for when he can't sleep. Has been the animated series.
Hey man, I watch it live on TV. Your dad's not wrong. I own it.
Yeah,
And I'll watch them. I've watched them since I bought it. I haven't upgraded to Blu-ray, but your dad, ask your dad how many Filmation cartoons he watched. He'll
that,
probably watch Josie and the Pussycats. He probably watched Archie, the Lone
yep,
Ranger, the Batman, all the Batman Hour and stuff like that. Um, yeah, they're terrible. Not
yeah.
as bad as the Marvel in the 60s. That shit's fucking.
I can't. I'm sorry, but I can do a lot. I can't do the clutch cargo. I know that wasn't clutch cargo, but you know what I'm
But
going
no,
for.
I know it's that. Oh well, I bought the Bashy Spider-Man on Blu-ray one time, thinking
Oof.
and I watched 2 episodes and why did I spend money on this? This is terrible. I loved this shit when I was a kid. So that. But well, there weren't. Marvel did bad cartoons. I mean, none of their FF cartoons are really good.
No, we could do an episode just kind of examining a
Yeah,
couple.
the three of them. I think the Silver Surfer one in the '90s at
That's
least is
all
just.
right.
It's all right. It's aesthetically pleasing,
Yeah.
but it's still basic. But Reed bribes them. What does he bribe them with?
Oh, I love this. So Morat wants to basically just kill the Fantastic Four, put their head on a pike, but Reed says, "Stop! Don't squeeze those triggers. I have something to trade in return for our lives." And then he's like, "I will give you this thing for unlimited power." So Reed is cunning like a fox here.
Yeah, he is.
But everyone thinks he's a traitor, and it's like, guys, come on. Give Reed a little credit here.
Yeah, but I like he gets them to turn their powers back on with his own weapon.
I know, and it's like, and it's like, oh, I knew it all the time. It's like, come on. I don't know. But I think this is definitely Stan and Jack upping their game of sophistication because, you know, you could see how a kid can maybe think Reed's a total coward. But we
Yeah,
get some great Jack art
yeah.
throughout
No,
this
it's
fight
great.
scene.
Sue has a lot to do. She's the one that almost takes down Marat. Ben gets some comedy moments. He's juggling Skrulls.
Him tearing through like one of the Skrull missiles is a really cool shot
Yeah,
on
it is.
page
Yeah, there's some great
15.
stuff on this. Um, and the Emperor shows up and goes, "Oh, that's what you're going to do." So he orders him killed, and his daughter is in love with Marat, so he runs up and stomps it. Sue saves her, but not him.
Uh, and then the Emperor says like, okay, because you saved my daughter, I'll basically give you guys like one. I'll let you guys have one wish. We want the guy who killed the Skrull. Oh, it was this guy, conveniently,
Oh
who
my
just
God.
died. And it's like, I
So
couldn't
they
remember.
don't do it. And that's I mean, what was Sue going to do? Nowadays,
Uh,
Sue would probably put a fucking she'd project a little invisible ball in his brain and expand it.
yeah, yeah. Nowadays, I don't know what they would have done with him in the '60s, but and I couldn't remember if Morad had actually appeared in the previous appearance, or if this was just the Emperor just conveniently saying like, "Oh yeah, it's the one we just killed accidentally. It was him. Sure, go
Yeah.
away, you disgusting humans."
Oh my God. And then Alicia and a minister are hanging out. It's for the rehearsal for the wedding. And Johnny brings them all the way back from Florida. From Florida.
In a
That sounds uncomfortable way to travel in a vortex of Nova heat.
Yeah, you would all die, even with Sue putting a force field around you. And there wasn't an easier way to do it.
No, it's so silly. But it's a comic book, man. You gotta quick reset. You couldn't say 2 days later or something. It's
Yeah.
weird. I liked that issue. I liked it a lot. It
I,
was fun. Um it was just fun
yeah,
and a little silly and really builds on, like you said, builds on the Skrull mythos.
and again, and it also doesn't waste time. It ties it in pretty well with the Sue and Reed marriage subplot. So I think
Mhm.
they're really starting to build their own their continuity between stories and to where it's getting more, less done in one.
Yeah, I think it's great because we're going to see that because basically, folks, we're going to go to 38, which is the Frightful Four again. Just case surprise. But that will continue on what's happened. It'll develop the bad guys a little bit, Medusa a little bit more.
Hmm.
Here's my question to you. Do
Okay.
you think Kirby thought of the Inhumans already, that was his end game with this character?
I'm gonna go with no
Okay.
because I'm kind of the belief that it's like in humans, let's fill one out. Oh, we had this character. Why don't we tie it in? Like we'll tie her in retroactively, so it makes us look even better as artists. Just because I don't think we've been given enough to have them be planning out for more than one issue at a time at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I just wanted to ask, but I love,
Because it could have been Medusa. Oh, this is part of the Greek god mythology, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, we're gonna make her an inhuman who just happens to share the name.
yeah. All right. Well, it's got a Jack, Chick, Stan, and Sam cover. This is another one I'd love to have a print of, or have Alex Ross do his take on it, because it's got the FF on a little outcropping of rock in the ocean, while this circular, is it a ship? We find out, but this round vehicle where the four bad guys are looking down at him, and it says, "Not a dream, not an imaginary tale. It had to happen sooner or later. At last, the fabulous FF are defeated by the Frightful Four." Wait, it had to at long last? It was 8 weeks ago, dickhead. Um. And I like the little on the bottom. It has the MM. I don't even remember what that stands for.
The Mary Marvel. Oh, I used to remember. Ah,
The MMMSS wants you, and it's got thing. It sounds like a hate crime. Uh,
okay. Quick question before we go on. The Not a Dream, Not an Imaginary Tale. Is that like a little dig at some of DC's weirder stories that were going on at the same time, or is
yeah,
that
that they
just
did imaginary stories.
yeah?
Screw you, Marvel. Some DC imaginary stories in the 60s are fucking classics. And some of them are classic because they're bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You guys just didn't do it well. You guys did parallel your Earths a little bit better, but I don't know. But this one, it's got the same creative team. I'm enjoying the art more and more. There is a colorist, but it's uncredited. Then why did you put it in there? This one's called Defeat by the Frightful Four. Roll call. It's the standard four guys. We're in Frightful Four lineup is Wizard, Trapster. This is the first time as a Trapster. Sandman and Medusa. We get Alicia, Doris Evans, and Benedict Arnold is mentioned. What the? Oh, yeah, they keep talking about Johnny's girlfriend, and when he sees him, it's really fucked up. When we finally seen Dory, I just read that one recently. And nothing really crazy in it. It's got Fantastic Car Mark II. Oh, that's the one everyone thinks of. All right, folks, we're going to stop for the synopsis, and we'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back from the synopsis.
It's clobbering time.
Synopsis 4, Defeated by the Frightful Four. Reed, Ben, and Johnny are busy looking over large photographs of the Skrull galaxy for research when suddenly they are interrupted by Sue, who playfully reminds them that there are wedding plans to go over. Although she is invisible to the eye, they manage to grab her and make her give up with her pranking. With the merriment over, Johnny decides to head off to go on a date with his girlfriend Doris Evans. As he flies away from the Baxter building, he just misses the wizard who is passing by. Their foe then goes to land at the secluded cabin where the Frightful Four are hiding out. There he is attacked by the Sandman, but is repelled by Wizard's anti-gravity devices. Pace Pot Pete, now renamed himself the Trapster, lunges in to test out his own pace-based traps. After they succeed in subduing the Wizard, he shows his supremacy by throwing the Frightful Four around with his anti-gravity weapons. Soon, they launch their next plot against the Fantastic Four. It begins with Medusa confronting the Invisible Girl while she is picking out dress designs for her wedding. Caught off guard, Sue is captured, and the news of her kidnapping quickly spreads. When the Thing learns what's happened, he rushes back to the Baxter building to tell Reed and Johnny what he has learned, only to find out Reed is already busy trying to track the Frightful Four down. Meanwhile, the Frightful Four have landed their ship on a former nuclear testing site in an atoll in the South Pacific. There, the Wizard shows his comrades and prisoner his greatest invention, the Q-Bomb, which he intends to use against the Fantastic Four. Back at the Baxter building, the FF are desperately trying to locate Sue when suddenly their radars pick up a ship flying their way. They attack, but only succeed in getting Johnny captured by the Frightful Four as well. As their foes flee, Reed and Ben follow them after in the pogo plane. The Fantastic Four are caught off guard when they land on the atoll and their enemies attack. Although they soon start getting the upper hand, the Frightful Four fleeing the heroes to go and rescue Sue. However, the pogo plane having been destroyed in the fight, they have no way off the island. As the Frightful Four speed away, the Wizard sets the bombs to explode. Unknown to him, the Fantastic Four are thrown clear from the atomic blast thanks to a force shield put around them by Sue. Knocked unconscious by the blast, the Fantastic Four are lost at sea as the Thing slowly turns back into his human form. Another one. It's a little long, folks. But hey, thank you for your patience, and thank Fandom Wiki for keeping this site up. It's great. I love it, and it's very helpful. Thank you so much.
It's clobbering time.
Kirby, what do you think of this splash page, and what did you think it was when you first read it?
I thought they had shrunken down again, but apparently this is just a huge blown up photo that they took when they were in the Skrull galaxy. Because it's next time you spend dough on getting a picture enlarged, make sure it's a pic of some blonde, will you?
I know, it's so... I thought they were standing on some machine, and this was just some giant machine Reed had built, taking up like two.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, it's also, they're black and white. If you can make it 12 feet by 12 feet by 12 feet, dude, you can fucking make it in color. Yeah. And how did you do that? I don't know. It's so silly that they have giant photographs and they're walking all over them.
It just raises more questions than it answers.
Yeah, it's a very silvery thing. Sue comes up and musses her her fiance's hair.
I would say everyone's playing grab ass with Sue, but Johnny's also there, and that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben literally takes her over his knee.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it really is.
That's fucked up. If a woman wants you to spank him, do it in the privacy of your own, and don't do it to your best friend's fiance.
Yeah.
Reed and Sue are so happy, and Johnny's out of there.
He's had enough of this. He knows when it's gonna get gross.
Yeah, they're gonna be kissing. Yeah, Johnny, wait till you meet Crystal.
Yeah, hypocrite.
Man, I was talking to my buddy Kev. We were talking about one thing we were talking about yesterday, other than Kirkman, was that how bad Pietro is written. He likes how Pietro is written in Peter David's X Factor.
Oh, you've told me about this, but at the same time, I've just committed to being anti-Pietro. So
I mean, I don't. I'm not trying to convince you not to be, but there are two times where he's not a total asshole. It's when Busiek writes him in Heroes of Fire, and David gives a reason why he is an asshole.
Oh, right. Like if he's stuck behind the line at an ATM.
Yeah, the line with the check. That's me every minute. I was like, God damn, I'd be fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
All right. So, but yeah, come on. She dated Johnny. She married Pietro, and she was trying to break up Dane and Cersei.
Look, I love Crystal. She has a terrible taste in men.
Yeah, Dane's not a catch. None of them.
I like Black Knight, but
a little one, yeah. But I like him with Cersei.
Yeah.
I just want him to bring back. Ken told me that the swordsman's in the latest Daredevil TV show.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, no, the character was in the last Hawkeye. He was in Hawkeye, and I liked the actor who was playing him. And I went, fuck, you cast it right because he looks like I feel he should look. It's very comic accurate. I never really watched those. I was watching in Iron Fist and then I fell off. So I enjoyed it, but I haven't watched it. I'm excited to go see Brave New World, and I'm very excited about Thunderbolts and FF because they're both, I mean, just for different reasons. Um, I like all the actors that are in Thunderbolts, and if it's funny and frivolous, for the most part, I'll forget the fact that Sentry's in it. I just think Sentry's a little too much. I think he's a one story kind of hero.
He was. He stuck around way too long.
Yeah. I mean, I at times when he's in just kind of in the background and he's just a big muscle, but when he joins Osborn's team, it made sense. That's about the only time I went, oh, okay, I'm interested again. But then I was like, well, but I'm more interested in Ares being a member of the Avengers now because I like that. There's some of that tail end of Bendis that I was like, this is really good. If you cut all the extra shit out of it. But let's get back to this one. The wizard has been spying on him. He flies off. So they're living in a small cabin in the woods. But he doesn't announce himself. You invented anti-gravity disc. Could you not invent a walkie-talkie?
Yeah. Look, he spent all his money on these anti-gravity discs. He doesn't have the money for the walkie-talkies.
Yeah. So while he's flying toward the window, Sandman grabs him with sand. It starts out, they all have new costumes. And they're all
really like Paste Pot Pete's new costume where it looks almost like like he took a military utility thing and just dyed it all purple.
Yeah, I think it looks great. And I'd like that he's also smart. He's also, I build my own crap.
Yeah.
Because he shoots a little dart at him and it makes Wizard black out.
And then Medusa also got an update to her mask, which fits her character way more.
Well, it makes sense for the hair to be free and not to just be this whip kind of thing because they're going to do neat things with it.
Yep.
And they want a new leadership. And then we get a standard Jack one-page fight scene where he just uses his anti-gravity things to throw them all around the room.
But again, like I was saying earlier, a reason I like the Frightful Four is after barring this scene, like they're working together for the rest of this issue as a team, which I think is really good.
Yeah, I do too. Yes, they're created an equal. Lee and Kirby are trying to create an equal mirror image of the FF in a way. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And I like it. And how, God, I love Medusa, man.
In her in this green dress,
yeah,
that
could have been her bad guy costume. It'd been fun.
Oh, easily. Especially with the very pointed black sunglasses she's wearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very mysterious. And I like how she just sneaks in because Sue's working on her wedding dress.
Yeah. So we're continuing that plot line too. All
and
good.
They do it, and on the next panel, a few hours later, extra, read all about it. The Frightful Four challenges the FF, extra. And Ben grabs the newspaper from the front seat of the Fantastic Car, and the news, whoever was reading at the newsstand, he has to drop them on Quimbley's mattresses. Isn't that the mayor?
Yeah, I like the company. I go through mattresses so much. I bought the company.
I wonder if that's where they got that name.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, they're nerds. I bet it is.
So Ben doesn't know what's going on because he and Alicia were going out on a date, but Johnny and Reed have been working on trying to find Sue for hours.
Yeah, he can't find her on Earth. He's losing it. We're going to get to see where Reed is. He's very jealous of anybody who likes Sue. Sue leads people on, she does get captured a lot by Submariner, which is creepy.
Yeah.
But she never really fights back that hard.
I feel that's one of those things that gets exaggerated a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad trope. But he's upset. And I like their flying spear, man. That's a great design.
I really like because it's almost got like a Doctor Strange window on the
Yeah, it
front of
does.
it.
It's got that thing on it, and I just love it. And I do these characters, and they're on that little outcropping. They've got another secret lair.
Yeah, and still, by the way, is this the one where like they fought the awesome android with the X-Men? Or is my memory just playing tricks on me?
This one?
Yeah, because wasn't like when they fought them like also like a barren rock in the middle of nowhere in the
Yeah.
ocean?
Oh, yeah. That one. Yeah. There are a lot of there are not many of these things, people. It wouldn't happen. Um, they would be like atolls, which are basically just a beach and some plants are able to take root. But I like it, man. I like the ship. I like the fight scene with them once they get there. And what it's on the page, bottom of page 11, Reed stretches while Ben holds on, and Johnny's flying next to him. And it's a great leap to action scene, and they get right to it.
I really like how like Ben gets dropped, so Reed has to stretch and like does like a twirls around the build like one of the skyscrapers as like using centrifugal force to slow their descent. I'm like, okay, that is really cool use of of his powers there.
Yeah, see, that's good. It's not like some of the Johnny stuff early on, because the ability to make it intenser and lower is a good idea of the power. You
Yes.
know what? I can only do it on my finger. I could just make my fingertip very, very hot if I concentrate. I could, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Uh,
like that's cool.
yeah, and like what Sue does later on, where she could stab you if I could kill you if I wanted just by thinking about it.
How
So
has she actually done that?
I'm not, God, man. There's a lot of later FF I didn't read. Like I'm
Okay.
catching up. I mean, God, folks, I bought a fuck ton of omnibuses in the last 3 years, like too many. I'm taking a pause, but I've got FF wise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I've still, there's one I don't have, which is the Wade Millar one, which I will get. I will get that at some point just to have it. But I might be doing the epics. I don't know. I found a nice chart of books and epics and see where you can compare the what's available by
Mm-hmm.
year in the different volumes. So for FF, I may skip to the epics if they're available. They're in print. I don't know yet.
Uh,
Um,
the only thing FF, so Volume 12 is been announced, and everything post burn has been released, at least in the past. I don't think it's a lot of it's still in print, but it's there.
yeah, that's
So
what I'm wondering.
the only thing left is the burn run to put in epics, but I've got those nominees, so
Oh, okay. Yeah, I may get the epics for the dip between, but I'm getting volume 6. Because that goes, I think that overlaps like a little bit an issue. I don't know. It overlaps a little bit with the Burn Volume 1 and that first little bit. So, but but I want to read it. It's why I'm reading this. It's why me and Kirby are doing this set of episodes for the show, is because I want to see that development. A lot of this is only this. No, this story I probably read 4 or 5 times because it's a big story. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
But some of it, I just read it when I first threw, and that was only a year ago. And I'm loving and it's getting better and better. This whole fight scene with them getting captured.
Yeah, because like Johnny gets captured in the ship by Sandman. So then Reed and Ben have to follow him in the pogo plane. I really like how the wizard ship destroys the pogo plane like as soon as they get to the atoll
Well,
there on
yeah,
page
that's not the ship.
14.
That's Trapster. Trapster's got other
Oh,
weapons. He shot a buzzsaw through it. It's
oh,
cool.
yep, you're right. You're right.
Oh, that's cool. And then they jump Johnny, Ben, and Reed using Reed turned it into a spring and throwing Ben through the side of their ship.
Little more plastic man-y than I like Reed, but I'm fine with it.
No, it's okay. He unties Johnny, and then we get another fight. It's
And you kind of see how the Frightful Four line up as against the Fantastic Four here. We're okay, Medusa versus Reed. That makes sense. Johnny versus Sandman makes sense. Ben taking on the other two. Totally
yeah.
works.
Yeah. What is okay? So the Traptor shoots a capsule at Johnny, but it hits Sandman and it freezes him solid.
Yeah, I think was it like knockout gas or something like that.
Yeah, something. They don't really say paralysis pace.
Okay, so Sandman looks like he should be playing Frankenstein as soon as he's fallen over.
Yeah, but Medusa's nice and lowering him down. I like we see how Sue gets out by using her powers. She's got Trapster's paste around her ghost. Stuff that ties her legs, her ankles, her thighs, her hands, and she uses her force field to, like, as a plier, break it off. Wizard keeps dropping Ben. Ben's getting sick of it.
Yeah.
So he breaks through the floor, and they go find Sue. It's great. I mean, this is page after page of action. Moving on, and then the Frightful Five go, you know what? Fuck it. We got another ship. Let them, and we're going to detonate the bomb. And they blow up the island. But again, Sue saves the day. And they're floating in an invisible bubble on the ocean. And
Ben's turning back into human.
So what's going on? And as it says in the last caption, but as our heroic quartet lies silent and still beneath the life-saving blanket of invisible force, a startling change begins to take place among them. A change that will furnish the springboard for our next adventure. If you buy no other magazine next month, you must not miss FF39, which is
A blind man shall lead.
Oh my God!
God.
The next 4 for 4 is just going to be me and Kirby gushing over this the Doctor Doom Daredevil story. I had never really read it until I read this the first time through. I think I had seen it.
Right.
But it is, I don't have my Omni in front of me. So it's just a great story. But let's finish up with this one. I like the second. I think I'm going to enjoy the Frightful Four from here on out. More than I have in the past. I rereading this for a second, reading these stories again. It's just, we are so close to.
I think we're in it because this is been the first episode of 4 for 4 where I have enjoyed all 4 issues. Because in the past, there's been one. There's usually been at least one where I've been like, okay, I didn't really like this issue, but I'll try and find the most positive I can out of it. No, all 4 of these that we talked about, I've thoroughly enjoyed reading all of them, and having to reread them last night for this re-recording was not a problem at all. Where some prior episodes it would have been like real homework for me, but we're good.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. I'm on the app, which is nice because oh my God, fuck yeah, we're whoa. We got Doctor Doom.
We have one of the best.
Then we get the Frightful Four again and they're both. That's two-parters.
Yep.
We start going into 2-parters, and after that, oh my God. So the next one is that, and then after that is
Inhumans, then Galactus trilogy.
Oh no, we are in the sweet spot.
We're there. We are absolutely there.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I like it. Some of them, like issue 75 in the omnibus, it doesn't have the issues cover. It has a trades cover for some reason.
Oh.
But when you open it, it has that beautiful Galactus cover. Yeah, we do. We're getting into that sweet spot because for pleasure, I'm rereading. I'm on Omnibus 5, and I just read issue 1. I'm reading issue 140, which is an Annihilus. And I've discovered there's a Submariner issue that takes place between panels, and it's an important one, so I'm going to read it. But I'm enjoying reading these, and we're in the sweet spot. We're going to get some, it's going to be crazy. Some of the stuff is, I've read them. I've probably read the Human Story a dozen times. The Black Panther, half dozen, maybe not as much as I think I have.
I've read Galactus a couple of times in a couple of different formats.
Yeah, I've read that in like 5 or 6 formats. So
yeah. For that one, folks, I am going to kind of just do a little compare and contrast of how it's collected in the Silver Surfer epic, just because I think that's worth noting for like how it's mapped and read.
Oh, how is okay? That's neat because I know that they do that because Ken found me the first Black Panther Omni, and it has all that has the FF story, it has other things, and it has all the jungle action in it.
Okay, so folks, I'll probably repeat myself when we get to that. So the Galactus trilogy for the Silver Surfer epic starts like 8 pages in to that, I guess issue 48, does the rest of 48, all of 49, and does like only like the first 12 pages of issue 50 because like the back 8, 10 pages of issue 50 is all unrelated FF stuff. So it actually reads better as a Silver Surfer Galactus story cut up like that.
Really? I might
Yeah.
see, because I don't have any Silver Surfer.
Hmm.
Um, the Englehart Rogers, that 90 series,
Really good.
yeah, it's coming out. The first Omni's coming out.
Nice.
It's got like the first 40 or 50 issues, 30 to 40 issues in it. Plus, I think they're going to put that. Well, I don't know. Maybe they'll put Infinity, because I got Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus, and it uses all but like one or two Silver Surfers that are around there. There are a couple issues that don't really pertain to him looking for the stones, but it's
Right.
all that stuff, and it works really well. But it's all of that, and then all the tie-ins are in the back, like the Epic is. Marvel does that more with their Epic, with its Omnis, and I'm finding it's cumbersome, which will make me a little less. And that their mapping of individual books is getting better.
Hmm.
Um, so, but yeah, we're in a sweet spot, because in the Omnis it's just those. There's nothing. There's the annuals coming up, but that's about it. And I'm got volume, 3, 2, 3. We're in volume 2 of the Omnis, aren't we? No, yeah, no, yeah, I'm in the volume 2 of the Omnis, for these. So really, none of them are mapped with anything other than FF books, and except for maybe the Avengers 127.
Oh, that's got to be
The
the one
wet,
with
the
the
wedding, yeah, the
wedding?
wedding,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the wedding. So exciting. Well, hey, so it's time for recommendations. Do you have anything you would recommend?
Yep. Okay. So, my recommendation is again, kids, folks, I'm a child of the '90s and early aughts. So, as being a nerd of that era, I am a big fan of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and now, in as I'm getting in my mid 30s, Jesus, I'm finally reading the original manga by Akira Toriyama. So, kind of like with the FF, I'm seeing how his storylines and art is evolving over time. Where because Dragon Ball starts out as basically a gag comic, and then slowly evolves into martial arts and fantasy. And you get a little war story, more martial art, and then you get science fiction, space opera stuff. So it's really cool seeing how his storytelling and his art evolves in a way that it's like I could kind of maybe make. There's probably someone smarter than me, more well versed in Japanese manga. It's like Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball, Stan and Jack's FF, pretty comparable, I would say, in
That's
a lot
cool.
of that respects. And it's the only thing that throws me is they're doing more faithful translations of some of the characters' names, but my brain has just you know, it's not Karinen, it's Krillin. I'm sorry, my brain just will only read what I know it. So definitely read those. Viz Media has been doing like 3-for-1 collections of them. It's really cool. I'm at the point where I just finished up the Piccolo Jr. arc, and the next is right where Dragon Ball Z starts. So it's almost like if you have a Superman trade, it's like whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, and then the next issue in the trade is John Byrne's Man of Steel #1. It's really kind of fascinating to see how that transition happens.
Oh, wow, that's cool. I gotta, I gotta read more Japanese stuff. I've been, a lot of it didn't speak to me.
Hmm.
I loved One Wolf and Cub. I had a
Oh
whole
yeah.
the little ones. Um, I'm enjoying the fuck out of Vinland Saga. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's a fun action comic. It's very much in that vein, but it's excellent. It's just excellent. Who is the artist?
Oh.
Makito Yukimura is doing a wonderful job. Um, and I could recommend that, but that's not my recommendation. My recommendation is um, this is a team up podcast, and I bought my first two DC Finest. One, I got the Suicide Squad one because it's got so much more in it and the mapping is perfect, but that's not my recommendation. My recommendation is the DC is the team up one. It has Brave and the Bold 144 to 155. I think 143 to 155. 141. I'm sorry, 141 to 155. And DC Comic Presents, I think 1 through 12 in publication order. So that it's great. It's great. It's a ton of Bob Haney and Jim Aparo, Brave and the Bold. It's early DC Comics Presents. Sometimes the art's not consistent with that, but you'll have Jose Garcia Lopez, you'll have Murphy Anderson, you'll have Dick Dillon, and you'll have writers like Dave Michelinie, Paul Levitz, Jim. I don't know if Jim Starlin
definitely does. He does the Mongol story,
but that's not in. So that's a way. That'll be in another volume. But what folks are worth it, man. They're cheaper than an Epic by $20 now.
Yeah, God.
Which is pretty sad. They're thin for 500 or 600 pages. They're using a very tight, thin paper. It's up gloss. It's nice. They're nice.
I really like the ones I have.
I've been eyeballing the Silver Age Doom Patrol.
Me too.
Omnibus. I don't need to. I'm gonna get they've already announced the second one. Yep.
Sorry, folks. I'm just contemplating stuff for myself and my own spending habits. Gotta say, the Jack Cole Plastic Man. Really,
how is it?
Oh my God! I think it might be my favorite Golden Age that I've read.
Oh no, that would be. Yeah, I would. I think you'd have to discover other artists. I think if you went and read, if you had read some Spirit,
I've read a little Spirit.
Yeah, but I know, no, he's up there with Eisner. Cole and Eisner, you'd have to look at Hal Foster or Alex Raymond to really hit that level of artistic. I don't think, as much as I like Jack Burnley, it's beautiful for the time. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes you understand why everybody likes Plastic Man.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the modern Plastic Man's still very honest to that. Who wrote it for DC when Joe Staton was drawing it? Was it Engelhart?
That's an excellent question, because I'm trying to, because I know, I'm just going to use a little Wikipedia real quick on that, because it's going to drive me nuts otherwise.
Yeah,
because there was a short-lived series in the aughts, but I don't think that's the one you're thinking of.
Well, I'm hoping maybe they put some of these in this format on the app, because I think people would use it.
The original Jack Cole, Phil Foglio did in the 80s.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
He was someone who did weird little mini comics.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, then of course he was a member of the JLA for most of that run from the late 90s into the aughts.
Yeah, whole kind of Plastic Man. Didn't he?
But yeah, no, so
88 to 89, it was Folio Barter. It wasn't even. It was Barter? Wait a minute.
Kyle Baker did another one that I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It's good. But everybody kind of draws it the same way. What's the other one here? 18? Is that that's a Gail Simone wrote Plastic Man?
Oh, yeah, it was it was a fun little 6-issue mini that was kind of either spinning out of or kind of spinning into the Terrifics. It was around that same time, at least.
Okay, that's cool. I like that a lot. Oh, good. They've got some of the Colson. They got a lot. No, they've got 8. They got 6 fucking issues. That's ridiculous. Well, yeah, there are a lot of them. I'm excited. That's the Terrifics is coming out in a compendium complete.
Yeah, I might have to get that because the last 3 issues were never released in physical media initially. They were all direct to digital because they were coming out right as COVID hit. So,
and I haven't read that, and that's Yang, and I really want to read some of his comics.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good, and I don't
It's
know.
Jeff Lemire, so and
Yeah.
it and it's Doc Shiner at times. It's got some good stuff. It's a good team.
Yeah,
That's a good team.
it's a fantastic team.
Yes, it is. It is. They're the closest they got to ripping off FF without getting sued. But it's wonderful. I would always recommend. But check out the DC Comics team up. I'm sharing a lot of what I see, the slides that is shared online. I get them normally from Dom of X, who does some stuff for Mario and Near Edition and does his own show. And he does overviews of stuff coming out. And there's a lot of great stuff coming out from DC. It's a flood. It is a flood of good stuff. And we're going to see it at the end of the year, beginning of next year. I need to set some money and buy another bookcase. I still got to get rid of some comics and buy a new bookcase. I'm going to probably do that while I'm out for a few days after oral surgery. I'm going to probably, if I haven't sold some of these boxes, I'm going to take comics and put them in little libraries all over the fan and Museum District in Richmond. Because I just need the room so I can put another bookcase in here so I can get more trades. Because I need to build this library. Because it's all my stuff is coming out. The stuff I like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's really good. And I'm reading New Warriors, and I'm kind of going, I got why kids read this. I got, some of it's, I'm seeing Derek Robinson at the beginning of his career. And
Wow.
It's really different from Transmit, but it gets better and better.
Okay.
It does. He's writing, he's drawing for what he's writing. I just did one issue, and I normally post folks, I read 4 to move around, but I only did 1 because there's a 4-part crossover with X-Force between the 2 books. So I wanted to read that as one in one sitting and not read 3 of them in the side. And it's weird because I never read X-Force, so I have no idea what the fuck's going on. So there's a little bit of that, but I bought them. I'm going to read them. I'm enjoying them. It's Fabian Niches and it's Derek Roberts, and it's fun. It's fun stuff for the most part. Some of it, it's angsty teen. My teen book was Titans and Legion, and a little bit of X-Men. But so, all right, enough tangents. All right, so folks, again, thanks for listening. There's some fun plans coming up. We're going to celebrate. I'm going to do a special Opal City episode that will be very different than anything we've done in the past. I'm not going to say anything until we get closer and I can send a trailer out for that specific issue. I'm very excited about it. But we're trying to line up a Opal City episode with me, Kirby, and Brent to talk about Secret Files, which is going to be fun and stuff like that. And more stuff to come. All right. As always, be safe, be smart. Please be kind to one another and read some comics.
Bye, everybody.